Some children don't remember being carefree. They remember being alert. They remember watching adults closely. They remember learning early what not to say, what not to feel, and what not to need. They were called mature, wise beyond their years, strong. But psychology tells a different story. This video is about the child who grew up too fast, not because they wanted to, but because their environment demanded it. What does growing up too fast really mean? Growing up too fast doesn't always involve obvious trauma. Sometimes it looks like being the emotional support for a parent, managing household stress, taking care of siblings, learning to stay quiet to avoid conflict, being praised for independence. Psychology calls this parentification, when a child is pushed into adult emotional or practical roles prematurely. The child learns one core belief early: I am safest when I am useful. Why the child's brain adapts this way? A child's brain is designed for survival. When the environment feels unstable, the nervous system adapts by becoming hyper-aware, suppressing emotional expression, focusing on responsibility. Play becomes a luxury. Curiosity becomes risky. Dependence feels unsafe. This isn't damage, it's adaptation. But adaptations that save a child can later trap an adult. Early emotional intelligence at a cost. Children who grow up too fast often become emotionally intelligent early. They can read moods, anticipate reactions, sense tension. But this sensitivity often comes from monitoring danger, not empathy. They weren't learning emotions. They were scanning for safety. As adults, this can show up as hypervigilance, people-pleasing, difficulty relaxing. The body never fully learns how to rest. Why their emotions were never a priority. Many of these children learned, don't cry. Others have it worse. Be grateful. You're strong. You can handle it. So feelings became something to manage, not express. Psychologically, this leads to emotional numbness, guilt when resting, difficulty asking for help, feeling unseen even when praised. They learn to function, but not to feel safe being vulnerable. Adulthood, when the survival pattern continues. As adults, these children often overwork, overgive, overthink, stay in draining relationships. They feel responsible for other people's emotions, fixing situations, keeping peace. They're often admired, but admiration doesn't equal care. Inside, they're exhausted because rest still feels unsafe. The lost inner child. The inner child doesn't disappear. It waits. That's why many adults who grew up too fast feel emotionally younger inside, have sudden emotional breakdowns, crave comfort, softness, or escape, feel drawn to nostalgia. This isn't weakness. It's unfinished development asking to be completed. Why healing feels uncomfortable. Healing feels uncomfortable because it goes against survival rules. Rest once felt dangerous. Needing help felt risky. Being playful felt irresponsible. So when life finally slows down, anxiety appears. The nervous system asks, why aren't we preparing for something? Healing requires teaching the body that safety can exist. You didn't grow up fast because you wanted to. You did it because you had to. You were not difficult. You were adaptive. You were surviving. And now, you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to be held. You are allowed to be human. If this video felt personal, you are not alone. Healing is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you were before survival took over. Like, share, and subscribe for more psychology-based videos that help you understand yourself deeply. You deserved a childhood. And you still deserve care.